Today is a special event for me. I have the privilege of being joined by my father, John, as he shares a little bit about how he got his first American Flyer set in 1960, and then how that set in turn brought some joy to his son, and ended up being the reason why you see what's behind me, the YouTube page, everything. He's the reason I'm hooked on trains. So this YouTube today is a tribute to my father. And Dad, thank you so much for all the many things you've taught me, the incredible example you've been. Dad, I love you. Thank you too for the train and the fun that's brought to my life. So stick around for this and more on Austin's American Flyer YouTube page. Just repeat what you just said. Okay.
All right. Well, so originally the train set included this engine and tender, and I believe this box car and this coal car, and then it had a caboose, which is this is the caboose I think that would be like what I had with it. I don't know that I had any other. Oh,
I think that's the other car.
That might have been the other car. That's what looks familiar to me. Yeah.
So you're saying that this car and that one probably weren't with the original set.
Correct. Yeah, that I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember some of these were awfully light.
Yeah.
I think probably this one, and this seems heavier, but it seemed like there was always a little bit of a problem because the cars were light. So if you didn't, if there was a little bit of tugging, they might separate a little bit, but because they were so light. But I noticed that that was one of the problems with it, I think.
Now, this car here, do you remember, when you got it, did it have this fake coal on it, or did it look different? Do you recall?
I really don't know. I think probably this was an added thing that I remember, but again, I don't remember enough about it, and so it was probably just something picked up along the way. And I think it had some of this in it, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
One of the books I have shows that car, but it actually was called a cement car, and so it had a roof that went on the top of it that could be pulled off. And so I just was curious if that was something you ever saw, or if.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I was just going to say. Well, this was Dixie Line Santa Fe. I was going to say if there was any consistency on the lines, but I guess that wasn't something that I had paid much attention to at the time.
No, that particular set, as you mentioned, had different name brands. Tell me a little bit about the engine you had talked about.
Okay.
The engine specifically.
Yeah. Well, the back of the engine here, there's a switch on the back that you can push it down or up, and if it happened to be moved, sometimes the engine wouldn't want to back up, and I realized somewhere along the line that would have moved down, and so then the train would only just go forward, so that was something that was unique. And I think the engine, I know it smoked, and I think it also had a light in front, but I'm not sure that light even works anymore, or at least when I had it.
Yeah.
Maybe you've replaced that.
What else do you remember as a kid when you got this train? I mean, was this something that was it popular? You know, why did your parents get you a train set? I mean, were you a train kid? Do you always think about trains? Why do you think they did that?
You know, I have no idea. I mean, I was surprised to get it, and I loved having it, but I had no memory of having a request for a train, and when I got it, I was just very, very stunned that I got it. But it was a wonderful, wonderful gift. But I have no recall of that.
Do you remember if were there kids in the neighborhood that had trains, or was it the talk at school? Do you remember anything about that?
None of that. None of that. No.
Okay.
No. I have no memory of that at all. Lester Culp, who would have been a teacher at Bethany, had its American Flyer, and he had quite a collection at that time.
Okay.
I don't know if that would have had any influence, or like I said, when Leroy's parents had gotten him one. I don't know. Those are things that I wouldn't have had anybody that I can remember other than maybe going to Lester's house and seeing his train set, but I don't remember anything else about it at the time. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to make sure that this was recorded for posterity's sake, but you're actually the founding father of all this.
Okay. Well,
so
I can't take credit. But,
well,
but obviously it was contagious.
I mean, you're the one that handed me my first flyer set, and it's been a love fascination building process ever since then. So yeah, thank you for that.
Well, your original set was a HO set, if I remember. You were about 3, and that was probably too young for you to have a set, but nevertheless, you were always taking it apart and putting it back together and having extra parts, but the thing always ran. So.
Yeah, good times.
But it was I think that was a good way to start, and then this came later, I guess.
Yeah. Probably better that we started with HO, which was cheap and could be broken, versus something like this, which was a little bit harder to fix.
Well, and the fact that it's become a collectible now, that it's out there, but you have to have a love and a tenacity to go track stuff down and find parts and fix stuff. So
yeah, that's fun.